Hello, Joel Piaskowski.
Right.
Welcome.
You got that?
Yeah. Well, you just, I mean, there's a huge stand out there for the Vignale. So, what is the Vignale concept? What is the idea behind Vignale?
Well, Vignale is the opportunity to take our Ford customers to a new level, and it represents a new level of premiumness, but also of services as well. So it's bespoke concierge service. The customer doesn't even have to go to a dealership anymore. They can have assistants come to them in their own home or in their business, wherever they like. So it really provides time for the customer. So think of all the time you have to do just to put winter tires on your car. You have to schedule the appointment. You have to take the car into the garage and such, and it just takes all that hassle out of it. So it really gives time back to the customer. Not only that, it gives got these great features that allows access to travel agencies, to book flights, to book holidays. It's like your own concierge service in a way. Apart from that, we talk about the product, the car itself. It's Vignale, as you see on the show stand here in Geneva. We've got four examples of Vignale now. We've got the full Mondeo line, which consists of a 4-door, a 5-door, and the Estate. We've now got launching the S-Max Vignale. So a real premium entry into the people mover category, but at a very premium level, very sporting, all-wheel drive on all of our CD vehicles as well. So you've got this great S-Max Vignale all-wheel drive you can take up into the mountains with your family in this very luxurious environment. We're also now introducing the Edge Vignale. So this is the premium flagship SUV for the Ford lineup. So this is a really exciting proposition. We're not going to sell many, but it's going to be a really bespoke statement for the customer that wants that premiumness in that Ford Edge.
Yeah, because the idea, to clear something up, the Vignale is not a car in itself, is it? It's the luxurious high-end
range
of a given model. Yeah. So the first one was the Mondeo Vignale.
Right.
And you're rolling out more. So what's the driving ambition behind the Vignale concept? Well, why is Ford doing this?
Well, a while back, the company in Europe specifically, Vignale is a European 20 only entity. So it's not being sold in North America or Asia. We've got other products that cover that. So for example, the Lincoln range is covering North America and China. But here in Europe, the team here realized that customers got to titanium and they wanted more. They wanted to stay within Ford, but there wasn't anything there for them. So this is really raising the bar another notch on many different levels. Of course, from the vehicle itself, with the bespoke aesthetics on the exterior. We've got a consistent front face of Vignale, emphasized by the grille mesh.
The grille, yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And then you see the chrome elements around the fog lamp area, and it's slightly different on the SUV, the Edge, and then also we're showing here today the Kuga Vignale concept. We'll be launching a Kuga Vignale at the end of the year. This is showing what it could look like, and so you've got this bespoke front end that's recognizable Vignale across 4 different vehicles. And then you open the door and then there's a whole nother experience going into a Vignale. And we've got bespoke seating with what we call tuxedo stitching. So it's a contrast stripe along the sides of the seats. It really brings a nice finish and level of sophistication to the car. So on a black seat, it's a very, very light stripe that wraps around the seat. the quality of the leather is a much higher quality. It's more supple, more soft. It's a leather we call Windsor leather. And then the quilting on the seat itself with the bespoke Vignale quilting, you see that in all the Vignale seating surfaces. So there is a nice consistency to there. We also have wrapped leather instrument panels. So really bringing this level of premiumness and crafted quality to the interior to a new level for this customer.
And is this something, your job is Director of Design for Europe. You come from Detroit, from America. You've been in the auto industry for a long time.
Yeah.
You designed the Mustang, I believe. So the lovely car. So you have a lot of design heritage. And is this where cars are moving now? That it's exterior and interior and the whole package. And also Ford was at NWC last week, Mobile World Congress.
Right.
Is all this kind of how difficult is it now to create a new vehicle, design a new car, when there's so much you can do and that the customer wants or expects from a car?
Well, it's really, again, focusing on the customer's needs and wants. And with Vignale specifically, we heard from the customer they wanted more than just a titanium. They were ready for more, and they're willing to pay for more. And but with that, we're giving them a lot more as far as services as well, with these concierge services and the apps, even how it integrates with our Ford Pass system that will be launching later this year in Europe. But yeah, designing the vehicle, it really, we start with the customer and what their priorities and needs are. Also how the market shifts. As you kind of alluded to, there are different needs in different markets. North America has different needs than Europe, than China. So it's really exciting to be in different markets and understand the nuances that the markets require. And quite frankly, we can only do Vignale in Europe because Europe has this sense of crafted, fine quality, durable but lasting. I mean, you drive through any city in Europe, and buildings are 400, 1,000 years old, but that's the quality of Europe. The craftsmanship in Europe is unparalleled. You can't find it in Asia. You can't find it in North America. You can't find it in South America. So there's this. It's innate in the culture and the fabric of Europe. So this bringing Vignale to this new level of craftsmanship and quality is right for the brand and right for the customer.
Okay. And in terms of kind of, well, there's a quote yesterday from the press conference about Ford is moving from being just automotive to being automotive and mobility.
Right.
With the idea of bringing in all these the many technologies that are available. Is that something that Ford? Well, what is Ford's ambition there with automotive and mobility?
Yeah, so Ford, we're moving from being an auto company to an auto and mobility company, and that really means providing mobility services not just to our current Ford customers, but people who don't have a need to own a car or have needs in different ways to move around. We're seeing regulations in cities starting to ban certain cars based on emissions. So there's this whole movement, especially in these mega cities, as cities are growing larger and larger. We're getting to the point of you can't. Everybody can't just have a car, because you could, but parking is a huge issue, right?
Always.
So to have different mobility services to help you get through your daily life and commute and point A to point B is a real opportunity that the company has identified. And of course, you can talk about the tech companies and other companies that are in that space already. But to stay relevant, that's what Ford needs to do, to not just continue producing our current types of vehicles, but to expand in these different realms of mobility and services to continue making the world mobile.
Yeah, I suppose you probably said it there when there are technology companies doing a lot of work, but you're a long-established, Ford Motor Company is a long-established automotive company, and I think you can't, the customer just wants to get from his technology to his automotive.
Right.
I suppose it is Ford's opportunity, with its heritage and expertise, to take that technology for the customer, put it in the car. So for the customer, it's seamless, the experience from leaving his house with his technology, getting to his car, getting to work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that the opportunity that Ford identifies that it has to do this?
It has to, just to be relevant. And I mean, Henry Ford, when he founded the company, it was about mobility.
Mm.
You know, if he always said, if I asked a customer what would the customer want, they would say a faster horse. So it's about anticipating the customer's needs on their mobility needs and what they need to do in their daily lives. You know, do they hail a ride, or do they share a vehicle? Do they do a little bit of both? And then do they pick up a bicycle on the last 100 meters or so? I don't know. So it's all these elements that come together that make a real opportunity for Ford to continue in the mobility development and get into that mobility space.
Yeah, that's the in-cabin experience, I suppose, once you're in the car. But getting people into your car in the first place, is that a current challenge for Ford? I mean, in Britain we have the Unlearn Ford campaign at the moment, which seems to be reimagining the Blue Oval, getting people to think again about Ford. Is that a concern that Ford's had? That the Blue Oval is, with cars like the Mustang and the Vignale concept, kind of raising the whole mark up a notch?
Yeah, I think these halo or image vehicles really help to elevate the brand and gives people a new perspective on the company. But when we talk about mobility, it's not just about necessarily having a car. There are other aspects to mobility besides being in a vehicle. So the company is doing a lot of experiments around the globe that revolve around mobility and ways to move yourself, move things around that may or may not include a car. So it's an interesting proposition, and there's a lot to really build on there that the company is very determined to be a part of. And we hear Mark Fields, our CEO, talk about it all the time. He was in Mobile World Congress last week discussing this very point, and there's just a lot of energy internally to take that company into this new mobility frontier.